Hi, Dan here with Ohio Spirit Hunting and Investigating Team. I'm here today with a case video from our pre-equipment days, really. This was before we had all the IR cameras and all the rest of our equipment. We just basically had some EMF recorders or EVP recorders and some EMF detector. But we did catch like 5 EVPs and they're too good to throw away. They all came from the same location, so I'm going to throw a case video together real quick about that. For about 9 months of last year, I dated a girl who lived in a little town called Blakesley, Ohio, and her parents had owned this house for like 22 years. She lived at the house still. There was tons of activity at this location. And that's where we captured all our EVPs. The house has got a great history. We was able to track the chain of deeds back to about I think it was 1867, I think. We know that at one point it had been in a fire because they uncovered some scorched wood in the framework of the house in a recent remodeling job. And some of the plot maps suggest that the house may have actually moved locations in the late 1800s, that it might have moved 50 yards or so to the, would have been east, 50 yards to the east. So perhaps it burned down and they used some of the lumber from the old house to build some of the new house, but we don't have any records of that. We weren't able to find any record of there being any fire at the location. Tons of activity has been reported here, everything from full body apparitions of all different types of entities. There's kids that report that routinely get heard and seen in the house. Old people, there's an old man, an old woman, and a young woman. There's apparitions from all different ages and get reported at that house. So I didn't get to see anything personally there. I did it for like 9 months. I did spend a lot of time there. I did have 2 personal experiences myself. Once I was standing in a bathroom and something come up and touched me in the back, and then there was another time when I was laying in bed and something grabbed me right by the ankle. It was pretty cool. Just grabbed me right on my ankle. It was unmistakably a hand, but there was nobody there. In our research of the history, and one of the EVPs really sparked a huge research. We did a lot of research because of the one EVP that we caught. We weren't able to find any evidence of a fire, any record of a fire, any record of any children dying on the location. We do know that 3 people died. That's about it. We know that there's been 3 people that died in that house. So we do have about 5 EVPs. We want to get started with some of those right now. This first EVP is very clear. It's one of my favorites. We were sitting in the kitchen and I was asking her a question. I was asking her if she wanted to go down to the basement, and she did not want to go, but somebody else did want to go. Let's check this out.
No, you're chewing. I need a cigarette.
Well, we could take it down to the basement.
Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah, again, that voice was not heard until after we played back the tape. And it was pretty loud when you listen to it on the recording. We didn't hear it, you know. So this next one is it sounds like for no apparent reason something is saying it's on, and it comes into tape right after a loud pop. Before you hear the pop, though, there's something important in this tape that I kind of want to point out. If you ever plan on doing any paranormal investigations, turn your cell phones off. Leave them at home or something, because you'll hear us. It was racking my brain. It took me forever to figure out what that was. Eventually, I was able to recreate that. It is a cell phone interfering. Like if you're getting and receiving a text message on a cell phone, the interference is quite a bit more than just a it's very loud, but that's the sound of a cell phone searching for a tower. Just and it was I was within 5 feet of the recorder. It doesn't have to be very close for a cell phone to interfere with a digital voice recorder, so leave those at home if you're ever doing investigations of your own out there. But check this out. You're going to hear a loud pop, and you're going to hear it say, "It's on." That's what it sounds like. That's the same. Check it out.
Oh, when I went up to get the blankets,
Uh-huh.
and right before I came down the first little, you know how it curves up there?
Mm-hmm.
Right before I had the blankets like this, and I moved them over here so I could see the step, and as soon as I did that, like a black thing just kind of like rolled up the stairs. They kind of look like someone like hunched down into a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird. Are you putting dip in your mouth?
Yeah. You okay with that?
Cool with me.
I also hear that from time to time there are some children that like to play around here.
Cool with me. Cool with me. Cool with me.
Now, okay, this next one appears to be a direct response to a question. It was a question itself. It sounds like I was asking if there was anything they wanted to tell us. Them being the spirits, I was talking to spirits. I was asking, is there anything you want to tell us about? And the tape, when you play it back, you can hear tell us about what, and it sounds very faint. That one you kind of have to really pay attention to, but it's there. Tell us about what. That's what we think it is. Again, you're free to make up your own mind. Check it out.
You talk to us or tell us something. Perhaps we did something that you didn't like, and you could tell us about that.
Okay, this one here is possibly mislabeled because an EVP is electronic voice phenomena, and this one is not a voice at all, but it is a very loud sound. When you hear it back on a tape, we didn't hear it at all. It was quiet. The room was quiet the entire time we were recording this. We didn't hear anything. And you play this back and you hear a very loud noise. To me, it sounded like a metal door closing when I first played it back, and I heard it myself. I played it for the homeowners, my ex's parents. They identified this noise right away. They said that this was the exact sound that the old wood-burning stove they had in that house made. When they moved in, there was an old wood-burning stove, and they said it was really old and kind of sagging on the hinges a little bit, and it made this sound when they closed the door. They said they knew it without a doubt. They removed that wood-burning stove. It was one of the very first things they did when they moved into this house 22 years ago. They said for the first couple of years that it was gone. They heard this noise all the time with their own ears, without the aid of any recording equipment. So they were pretty shocked to hear it again, but when they heard it, they knew what it was. Check it out.
You don't remember it? I said something.
I might remember it.
You don't remember it? I said something.
I might remember it.
Now, this last one, it sounds very sad. I captured this EVP. We were probably doing a 2-hour EVP session in the living room, and we didn't get anything the whole time. And I'm just about to say, okay, that's it, we're done, or whatever. I was wrapping up the EVP session, and right before I turned the recorder off, we caught this very sad voice. It sounds like it's saying, "Who shot me?" And again, this is the EVP that prompted the entire investigation into the history of this house, and we spent days researching the history of this house. We couldn't find any evidence of a gunshot victim or any shooting that took place on the property, so we don't have any answers for them. Sorry, sad ghost, but check this out.
I did in a basement one.
But this is it.
Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed our video. Please follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Please subscribe, rate the video high. And we'll see you next time. Alright, goodbye.